The development of miniaturized circuitry has revolutionized the computer industry. 20 years ago, a computer that cost $1 million and filled an entire room had less capability than an 11-pound desktop computer. The technology is now available, the prices are affordable, and more Madisonians are buying computers for their homes and using them as part of their daily routine.
So I don't have a typewriter. I use my computer to do my writing.
What's the advantage of using your computer instead of a typewriter?
Instant corrections. If you make a mistake, you don't have to back up, erase it, or anything like that.
I honestly believe that just about everyone will have a computer or a computer terminal of some kind in their home. We're going to see these units interconnected through telephone networks. In fact, we have that now, where they can dial up large databases across the country and retrieve information, ask questions, get some answers.
The real value, and over a long term, I think the thing that will determine its use as a communication medium, is that it gives the person right in their home, like me at this moment, in front of this keyboard on this, what some people consider a toy, access to any piece of information in the world. Now that sounds like an exaggeration, but it really isn't.
Right now I'm suffering from future shock because of something I've about. There's a service called a source, which is a time-sharing service that is for a fairly small one-time fee. One is able to tie into a national database.
Well, anyone who's willing to pay for it can get access to any database that exists. There's a Lockheed dialogue system, for example, that has 125, 150 databases. They would have congressional testimony, they would have Census Bureau statistics, they would have access to all scientific literature, that sort of thing. At a very much cheaper rate, there is something called the Source, which operates out of Washington, D.C. area. But again, with this telephone and an alternative telephone company called Telenet, which exists for computers to talk to each other, you can, from Madison, a local Madison phone call, contact the Source in Washington. And what you there get is a tremendous array of consumer services. And the price now, instead of being $90 an hour, is $2.75 an hour, which is, after all, cheaper than you can make the phone call. And you get access to all this information. And consumer shopping services, and you can get airline tickets or theater tickets, that sort of thing. They also have an electronic mail system so that people who are on the Source can send messages to each other. This is not something for 1990, this is something for 1980, right here in Madison, if you want it.
In a few years, nearly everyone will have a computer. They'll be running every appliance in the home. There'll be central control units that will control your furnace, various appliances. You'll be able to communicate with your neighbors through them. You'll be able to buy your groceries with your computer and take care of all your home financing, etc.
I found that a little hard to swallow until I saw it with my own eyes. Without changing any existing wiring, some computer hobbyists have achieved remote control for under $100.
Basically, I have a simple program set up right now which uses a clock scheduling system. The computer has a programmable clock which can keep precise time to within a 10,000th of a second. It's programmed to follow a strict timetable for various periods of the day. We have a new baby in our home. She's about 5 weeks old now, and she still gets up during the night for feedings. And the computer is programmed to turn on the lights in our room at 2 a.m. in the morning for her night feeding. It also turns on the light in her room, dim, and it can turn on a little music box, electrical music box, to soothe the baby at that time in the morning. It's also programmed to turn on an electric bottle warmer so that the bottle warmer is all ready to go by the time we finally get up at that hour of the morning.
Weather for this morning from Madison and McFarland. Sunny this morning, partly cloudy later this afternoon.
The computer can wake you up in the morning by turning on a radio in your room or turning the lights on in your room. It's already started the coffee pot in your kitchen so that your coffee is warm. It's turned on the radio or the television set so that you can be listening to the news as you get up in the morning.
I I asked George what kind of computer could do all this, but he preferred to have the computer speak for itself.
Hello, I'm a chronomical Z2 computer.
I began to think that computers had minds of their own, until I found one that really knew how to take orders.
Yes. No. Speak.
What kind of things can you learn by having a computer at home?
Well, you can put math programs on. You can put really anything you want on it, but you got to know how to do it.
Is it more fun than school?
Much.